Sweet.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? We got this live inside of the Championship Leadership Entrepreneur group for entrepreneurs and business owners, as well as some of my personal clients, coaching clients here today. But how do I say, is it RACSO? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
We met online through actually Dan Meredith's. I don't remember if it was his Espresso with Dan or if it was his Coffee with Dan group, but we met there, and he was nice enough to extend the offer to come in and do this training with his business partner David. So appreciate you guys being here. I think there will be some opportunity for some questions at the end, but excited to have them come in and kind of tell you what this is all about and take you through it. So just stay muted for now, and then we'll have the opportunity, like I said, to ask some questions towards the end, and I'll let you guys take it away. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Nate. Yes, let me start by sharing my screen if I can.
Yeah.
I need permission.
I'll make you a host here, co-host. There we go. All right, should be good.
Not yet.
Okay. How about now?
Let's see, 1 second. Yes.
Great.
We are in. Just move a couple of things. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep, see it.
All right, awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is RACSO. I'm the ad nerd. I'm joined by my partner, Lord ROSA, and we're going to talk about the Magnetic Expert campaign. So my promise to you in this workshop is to, if you follow along the Magnetic Expert campaign, you will get pre-interested, pre-qualified, and pre-sold people and your prospects sliding into your DMs who might want to buy what you sell. And you're going to do that without breaking the bank, because we are all about bare bones stuff that doesn't cost much. We want to measure the supply for your demand, that demand for your supply. And we're going to do that with the Magnetic Expert campaign. So I'm not saying that you're going to get sales, clients, or money. What I'm saying is that you're going to start getting connections and conversations with people who could use your help. This way, it gives you a chance to disarm them from preconceived notions that they have about you or your market, and arm them with the tools necessary to get a quick win by leverage itself and focusing on low-hanging fruit, bare bones stuff, and minimum viable everything, right? We don't want to build a bunch of stuff before we know that there is demand for the supply. So simultaneously, we want to resonate with your audience. You want to resonate with your audience on a deeper level, showcase your expertise, demonstrate your knowledge and willingness to help, which positions you as a credible authority who might have the solution to their problems, and differentiating yourself from everyone else that's trying to sell right away from the get-go, trying to make money. You, on the other side, you're trying to help people, and that way you're positioning yourself differently than everyone else. So you're gonna do that by, you don't need to be a good copywriter. You just showcasing your superpower and your expertise, right? You don't need to be a good salesman or know any tricks. You're actually helping people progress through your expertise by sharing your expertise. And you don't need to write endless amount of content. What we do here with the Magnetic Expert campaign is we have one strategic piece that does what we just talked about, that does everything else in here: resonating, showcasing your expertise, demonstrating your knowledge, with one piece of content strategically. Hopefully that sounds good. So before we move on, who we are, like I said, I'm RACSO. I'm joined by Lord ROSA. We have worked with dozens of clients over the last decade, ranging from small business owners to digital entrepreneurs, with the goal of making it rain. Simply, our motto is just be cool, use leverage, and only sell great stuff that you're proud of, right? We hate noise, hype, and tricks, manipulation, and BS that's all over the marketplace. Magnetic Expert campaign was born out of frustration and just distilling everything, all the noise that it's showcased to us into like the bare bones, minimal stuff that you need to sell your expertise and your knowledge. So we're going to be covering how to attract people who resonate with you the most, how to position yourself as a credible authority from the very beginning, how to get attention and pre-qualify people towards you, and how to hire the Facebook algorithm for cheap, right? For pennies on the dollar to distribute your message, and what to do next so you can turn cold strangers into lukewarm prospects who may want to buy what you sell. This was the first Magnetic Expert campaign that we ran. Pretty much we got 108 people sliding into my DMs for $2.49 each. And there's a GIF of me going through all those messages. But yeah, what I did in a nutshell was I hired Facebook algorithm for pennies on the dollar to get my message in front of interested and pre-qualified prospects so they can slide into my DMs. Basically, I pay Zuckerberg $2.45 per conversation started by them towards me with someone strictly within my marketplace, in my target market, positioning myself as a solution to their problem. And I didn't have to do all the grunt work like group posting, cold messaging, cold emailing, cold calling, writing tons of content, messing around with complicated tech, or even spending tons of money. Like I said, it was $2.45 per conversation. And we didn't wait for long periods of time to get results. If you're using the Facebook algorithm, Facebook ads, you'll get messages within pretty much hours, if not minutes, right? So you can test your idea really quickly and for cheap. And you don't need a website, you don't need integrations, you don't need to have written a bunch of emails, you don't need tons of upsells or long webinars, you don't need to chase people. The only thing you need is just your expertise and a willingness to help the ones who need it most. What we did instead, it was pretty much just prove the concept first to measure demand for your supply. And once there's demand, once you're getting people sliding into your DMs, once you're getting conversations started, once you're getting some feedback, then you can actually build everything else after. So we're not wasting time just building tons of content, webinars, and everything else without knowing if people want what we have, right? So we're not gonna do that backwards. We just want to test the market first. Plus, we don't want to bad first impressions that makes us work harder. Even if you're not a used car salesman or perceived like one, like a pushy person trying to sell at all costs without caring for your audience. If you're perceived that way, it's going to take you longer to change their beliefs that you're not a used car salesman. So why not start a conversation the right way, right? Like, for example, I have the giving away samples at the food court, right? Like if you are a restaurant and you're at the mall and you're just passing samples away, people are flocking towards you, yeah, right? They want to try your sample, and then they're going to make the decision whether they like or not like what you're selling. So that's pretty much what we're doing. We're standing where our audience is in the food court at the mall, and getting people to come to us rather than us following them around and chasing them around, right? So it's like a shift in positioning pretty much. A very smart person called Dino Tartaglia said, the magnetic expert campaign is platform agnostic. So even though I said Facebook, and we will use Facebook for this example, the magnetic expert campaign works anywhere, right? So through text, for example, I went through a specific website, magnetic expert campaign, started getting texts, hey, I'm interested. Hey, I want to hear more. That's what it's all about. People starting the conversation with you. Through Facebook, if you want to build a list, you don't really have to get people sliding into your DMs. You can do that, and we love that. But you can also build a list at the same time. And in this example, we got 175 people saying, hey, I'm in your target market. Hey, please, I want more information for $5 each, right? Through Google, if you want to use Google, you can use Google, it doesn't matter. Same concept, same idea. Through LinkedIn, if you are on B2B and you need people and decision makers, you want to reach people that are managers, that are VPs, that are directors, you can do that. We did that, and through LinkedIn, we got $50 leads, and obviously it's a little costlier because you're getting targeted people that are decision makers, right? As targeted as it gets, as you can see, there's other people that starting saying, hey, I want what you have, and they're like creative directors, founders, CEOs, strategists, vice presidents. These are all the people in these companies worth this much when you do the magnetic expert campaign through LinkedIn, if you are in B2B, right? But you can do it in Google, you can do it in Facebook. Like I said, it's platform agnostic. So before we dive in, just want to talk a little bit about the transactional triangle. And this is the heart, right? The core of any advertising that at least that we run, right? There, you need three things: hungry audience, sexy offer to that hungry audience, and a bridging mechanism bridging the hungry audience to the sexy offer. Just go where they are, go where your people are hanging out at, where they go to, we showcase that sexy offer towards them. So the magnetic expert campaign will be, as we move along, you'll see how this transactional triangle plays a part in the magnetic expert campaign. But I just want to say, you're the expert, right? So trust your gut and try not to overcomplicate it, because at least this is talking to myself, because I try to overcomplicate everything else, and we just want to distill everything to bare bones, to what we know works, to what your audience responds to, and that's what we're giving away. Literally that, without bells and whistles, without like tricks and secrets. It's just like what works. So we're gonna break it down, right? The magnetic expert campaign is a 5-step process, right? Step 1 is picking your tiny audience and talking only to that tiny audience that you help. Everyone else doesn't matter, just that tiny audience. Step 2 is solving a mini obstacle ahead of time before even they pay you. You're going to solve a problem, and that's going to position you differently. And we're going to go through that in a second. Step 3, we're going to write a promotional blurb. I hate saying we're going to write an ad, because when you say ad, that brings you connotation of like, oh, you have to be salesy, you have to use copywriting, you have to use all the tricks. No, you just literally writing a promotional blurb, which is describing the solution to the problem. That's it. Step 4 is literally running the messenger ad. And step 5 is having transformative conversations with the people that start sliding into your DMs saying, hey, I want what you have. I'm interested. Please tell me more. And that's what happens after, right? So if you are ready, step 1 is picking your tiny audience. How? So the main thing we're going to talk about is what's the main problem that your pay solution on the back end, what you sell, whether it's your product, your service, what solution, what's the main problem that you solve, right? As soon as you have that, then we can keep going, we can dig deeper, right? But we're gonna think of it like this: future island, present island, right? Your prospects live on present island right now. They're in present island, they're chilling, they're relaxing, they're living their everyday lives, and they have the hope in their heads that they want to go to future island, where that's where, you know, a person that wants to lose weight, future island is, I lost all the weight that I wanted to lose the weight. The person that wants to learn how to sell, be a salesman, future island is like, that person is already a salesman, right? Like, it's the hopes and dreams that they have. The mistake most people make is trying to talk to or sell to and promote to people that are living on present island, and they know they have a problem, but they are not moving, right? They're there, they're not happy, but they also don't want to do the work. They just want to stay stagnant where they are. You know, it's the status quo. It's hard to move people that are not willing to move, right? So how do we talk to people in present island? We only talk to people that are facing and struggling with the problem that we already talked about, your main problem that you solve, right? We want people actually doing something. They are sick and tired of present island. They are actually swimming to future island, and there are, you know, they might be drowning. There might be, you know, seeing future islands super far away. They need a little help. That's who we want to talk to. That's who we're targeting. So we're not really, you know, if you heard of like an avatar, and you know, you have to know your avatar, you have to know the demographics, where they live, who they are, how old are they female, are they male. That works. But right now, to prove the concept that you have right now, we're only talking to the people experiencing that problem and solving it, right? So what are we going to give to them? We're going to give them a life jacket and a compass, right? Without selling it to them, without saying, hey, you know, come to Future Island, we have the best hotels. And you know, that person doesn't care about any of that, because he's drowning. He or she is drowning right now. So if we come with a life jacket and a compass, figuratively, all of a sudden he's like, thank you so much, this helped me, I was drowning before, now I'm not. What else do you have? Or where is your store in Future Island? What, guide me, right? Like, you are positioned differently right away by actually helping people ahead of time before they even think of giving you money. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, please ask questions, stop me.
Yeah, I want to give a little bit of context to what he means by the prospects who have actually done something when it comes to trying to get to Future Island. For someone in weight loss, it's somebody who has bought a few jump ropes. It's somebody who has bought a few workout programs. It's someone who is actively looking up solutions online in order to do something. In the business world, if you're a small business owner on the streets, maybe you've tried to buy a few postcards. You try a postcard campaign every once in a while. You've tried to hire influencers. You've maybe tried to put banners outside. You're actively trying to solve that problem. And those are the folks that we're targeting, who are not stagnant. They're not sitting dormant, who know they want to change. No, we're talking about the folks who actively have taken the first few steps. And we're going to get into the next part, which is talking about the tiny problem that they have.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're not selling anything right now. We're literally giving away a compass and a life jacket, maybe with our branding, maybe with our name, just so they know who we are. But literally, we're just giving that away. And this is, if you use email, you know, this would be like the AI robot taking them, helping you. Doesn't make sense. If you Sell your product. You know, once the prospect is closer to Future Island, you can like literally have the helicopter pick them up and take them to Future Island. That's your product actually solving the problem for them. But anyway, you have to answer these questions, right? And if you have the workbook, that those are the questions in the workbook. You know, what's the main problem your pay solution solves? How will you call out your audience? If you could name them, if you can call them out, who would they be, right? For example, freelance copywriters, or keto moms, or senior powerlifters, or male powerlifters at 40 plus, right? How will you call them out? Just keep that, like if you dig into your audience, like we said, pick a tiny audience. What's the tiny audience? How will you call them? That congregation of people. And if you can name 3 differentiators or identifiers or qualifiers, meaning who do they look up to, right? Like if they're freelance copywriters, who's the main copywriter that everyone wants to be like, or, you know, the lighthouse, the person, the famous person, the celebrity in the industry? Who are they? What are their niche interests within your industry? For example, freelance copywriters, chances are, or digital entrepreneurs, chances are they know of ClickFunnels, right? Or they know of Aweber, or they know of Kajabi, right? What are those things that they're using? What are the softwares that they are all aware of? How can we separate them with the things that they look up to, the things that the softwares they're using? Because we're going to use this blue square for targeting down the road. So this is very important. If you could name industry celebrities, interests that they like, or softwares that they use, your audience itself, your tiny audience. For me, if we talk about a product that we sell, it's called the Magnetic Expert Email Pack. So what's the main problem that the email pack solves? It solves the problem that writing emails is a pain in the bum, right? How would I call out my audience? I'll call them out, hey, email marketers, or hey, experts, right? And 3 differentiators, identifiers, or qualifiers. That would be Frank Kern, if I was talking about an industry celebrity, or Russell Brunson. Niche interest, that'd be definitely email marketing. And a software that they're using, like I said, ConvertKit, Infusionsoft, Aweber, Active Campaign, for example, Klaviyo. It just it depends on your industry, but just want to give you an example of me filling out this, because once you fill this out, if you have the workbook, the Magnetic Expert campaign will be 90% done for you. So fill this out, Magnetic Expert campaign. All you got to do is post it up and you're good to go. I'll show you in a little bit. But again, this, if we talk about the transactional triangle, tiny audience will be this part. We have one part of the triangle done. Once you pick out your audience, once you call them out, we only need these 2 left, which I'm about to show you in step 2. Now that we know who our tiny audience is, who our hungry audience is, we're going to solve their problems. We're going to solve a mini obstacle, right? Your prospect is on the left side over here. You and your pay solution is all the way on the right side. And in order for your prospect to get to you or your pay solution, you know, Future Island, there are going to be many obstacles on the way. They're going to struggle some way, somehow to do the thing they want to do in your industry, in your niche. So what is the most annoying symptom of that problem that you already talked about, you know, that your pay solution solves? What is the most annoying symptom? What symptoms are they struggling with of that problem? For example, if you're in Future Island and your prospect is swimming and struggling and, you know, facing the ocean, the symptoms would be, well, he can't see the way, So what do we give them? We'll give them a compass, right? The clothes are weighing down. We could give them like a scuba suit or something, right? It's drowning. Hey, guess what? You have a life jacket right now. Too far away, we'll pick you up on the helicopter, or it's against the current. You know, these are all the symptoms that he's facing, right? This will make sense in a little bit right here. This is the main problem that your audience is facing. This is your pay solution, your product or service. And that problem is going to have many different symptoms that your solution solves regardless. For example, you have Tylenol is a pill. You have the main problem would be, let's say, fever, right? But what symptoms of that main problem are there? You have body ache, you have headaches, you have nausea, you have cough, you have tiredness. All of these symptoms are entry points that you can talk about that sell one thing, which is the pill, which is your Tylenol, which is your solution, right? So you can have many different entry points, many different ads, many different content pieces that your solution solves. So start thinking about your problem and what symptoms those are, right? Like, give you an example. We have the email pack, like I talk about, right? Like the Magnetic Expert email pack. That's the solution. What is the main problem? It's like it takes you forever to write emails, right? You have to be creative. You have to feel like you're in state. Okay, like the blank screen. So what are the symptoms? I have to start from scratch. What a pain in the ass. Or I don't have any ideas to write an email. Or man, my emails I'm not getting any sales. Or I'm just sitting down and I'm looking at a blank screen. Like that's scary, right? Like, or you are sending emails, but you are getting low open rates. These all are symptoms that the email pack solves. At the same time, these all are entry points for ads or for the person. It's like the bad signal, right? The bad man sees the bad signal and he knows he has to go. It's time to go, right? Like you want to have a bad signal for your people, for your audience, to call them out and be like, hey, are you suffering from no ideas when you're writing emails? Are your emails, suffering from low open rates? Guess what? Have the email back. Are you tired of just looking at a blank screen and you don't know what to write? Guess what? Have the email back. Are your emails, you're not selling anything with your emails, even though you write emails? Guess what? You have the email back, right? So those are all entry points, and those are all symptoms of the main problem, which is it takes forever to write an email. So hopefully that makes sense. So how do we solve the symptom of the mini obstacle? We use, like I mentioned, one strategic piece, not a bunch of content, not tons of webinars and emails, one strategic piece. And we call it a results in advance Google Doc. Why do we do a Google Doc? Again, we're doing everything bare bones. We're doing everything minimum viable, everything. We want to prove the concept first before we start creating a video series, or we start creating a 8-week coaching program, or we start creating a long ass webinar. We just want to prove that concept. And we created results in advance doc, which is pretty much you using your superpower to solve their problem, right? Your expertise. It doesn't have to have all the bells and whistles. It doesn't have to, you don't have to overcomplicate yourself. You literally solve the problem, right? So the results in advance doc. Yeah, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry to interject, but can you go back 2 slides? 2 slides. I just want to. Oh, what? One more. Go back. One more time. There we go. Okay, so I kind of want to emphasize this point when it comes to solving these mini obstacles, because this is like the key to making this entire campaign work in your favor. So you don't look like a pushy salesman. You don't even look like someone who's really trying to sell anything. You look like a trusted advisor, as someone who truly wants to help another person take the next step towards solving a big problem. Um, these these symptoms here are the gateway that you want to kind of build on. So you have the problem of slow emails, right? And the symptoms are you're starting from scratch. I have a problem. I can't deal with it. I have no ideas. The sales are messed up. And you want to kind of put a document in place when you think about all the problems that your solution solves, right? And this document is going to grow and it's going to grow because you're an expert in what you do and you speak to your audience over and over and over again. Chances are you know more than anyone else the little things that they have problems with, all the little things, the little tidbits that they're frustrated with. um, I know when I'm trying to lose weight, I understand that it's a very big deal that I have to think about what I eat all day long. And that's frustrating. I have to think about how much water I have to drink. I have to think about when I'm going to put my exercise before work or after work. Then I have to think about all these little things. And if someone were to come to me and say, you don't actually have to think about your food all day. You can just use this little guide and like you're set for the rest of the week. And just that little insight will make me believe that whoever gave me this little checklist or this little solution to my frustration about what I need to think about all day puts me in a totally different mindset about this person. Now I'm going to follow them. I'm going to ask them for advice. And chances are I'm probably going to buy whatever they're selling. And I'm probably going to be pretty excited to do that. So I just wanted to kind of put a little emphasis on um, thinking about all the little symptoms that your problem solve and like writing it out in a document, because that will put you in a position to be a true trusted advisor and differentiate yourself from anybody and everybody in the entire market from now until whenever you want. So I hope that made sense. We can keep going now.
Yeah, and you don't have to, you sell your expertise, you sell your product, you sell your service. So you're not really giving away everything. You're picking up one of these little symptoms so you can solve it with a tidbit, right? An insight. So don't worry about, giving away the farm or anything like that. But how do we do this? The results in advanced doc? It's 3 ways. We can use it towards a positive. We can use it to avoid a negative, or we can use it to arm our audience with the tools necessary to progress. Towards a positive, I'll give you an example that we've used before. 7 simple ways to promote your business locally without breaking the bank. Guess what? The people raising their hands saying, hey, I want this results in advanced doc are instantly identifying themselves as business owners who are interested in ways they can grow, which means once they consume the doc, they're primed for more, right? Once I solve that little problem and I show them all the ways of the 7 ways to promote their business, they might be interested in 1 or 2 or 3, and they want to find out more about it. Like how exactly do I do it? Where do I go, etc. Avoidance of a negative, for example, a bankruptcy lawyer. We work with a bankruptcy lawyer. And instead of saying, hey, free consultation. Hey, do you want to hire me? I'm a bankruptcy lawyer. Like everyone else is doing. We came with a little results in advanced doc. There was 5 bankruptcy don'ts you should avoid at all times before filing. So the people are raising their hands saying, hey, I want that document, please give it to me, are instantly identifying themselves as being in financial trouble, which means that once they're consumed the doc, they're more knowledgeable about the subject. And now they might actually have to feel need help filing. So that positions that lawyer as a trusted advisor who's giving away free advice, but he's not giving away the farm, the service itself. He's just helping people ahead of time get them closer to him, right? Like he's just getting people closer to his pay solution. And third is arm them with the tools necessary for them to get closer to you. For example, I have a prompt here, talk about the Facebook product and selling with your Facebook profile. So I was talking to this digital entrepreneur. He was selling a Facebook product about selling organically using your profile. So he said, how can I get people towards me using the magnetic expert campaign without actually solving the problem of selling organically and giving away the farm? So I was like, well, what do they need before they to succeed with your product, which is selling organically with messages on your profile? They might need a bigger audience, right? If you want them to succeed perfectly, if they only have a Facebook profile with friends and their mom and their dad and grandma and their girlfriend, and that's it, guess what? They're not going to sell anything. Even if your product is the best product of all time, if they don't have a good audience, they're not going to sell. So how about a little results in advanced doc talking about how to grow your profile with your target market so that now they can use your product, right? So now that's the results in advanced doc. You're arming them with the tools necessary for them to not only progress and have a quick win, but also they're closer now to you. So now with your pay solution, now if they actually implement it, they're gonna get the best results, they're gonna give you praise and testimonials, referrals, and all the good stuff that comes with that, right? So that's number 3, arming them with the tools necessary to succeed, get a quick win, closer to you, same time. Either way, suddenly your tiny audience is better educated and aware of more possibilities than ever before, which means now they might have additional problems that you can help them with, right? It's all strategically. And in order to do that, we have these questions in the workbook about the symptom, right? The first one is, what symptom of that problem will you help fix ahead of time? Like we talked about the growing your audience before you buy the product the Facebook guy had, and they flip that to a positive. Also, what wrong assumptions your audience has in their mind about the marketplace? What do they think about that's wrong? And what are the steps to fix the symptom to the problem? Or arm them with the tools necessary to solve that problem. I'll give you an example. And where will you send them afterwards? Like, what's your call to action, pretty much? What's the core offer and result or promise? And the benefits. Like I said, I'll give you an example. What symptom of the problem will I have fixed ahead of time for the email pack? It's spending too much time coming up with ideas for subject lines, for example. So if I flip that to positive, it will be write emails fast and get to the money even faster. What wrong assumptions my audience has is that they always have to start emails from scratch, or they always need to be in state, or they have to come up with something creative every time, right? That's the assumptions they're already thinking about, which are wrong, right? Because I'm gonna prove it in the results in advanced doc. What are the steps to fix the symptom to that problem? Is showing them 23 types of subject lines that are proven to work. Where will I send them to after? If you want more email marketing goodies, join our Facebook group. What's the core offer? Literally 23 types of subject lines that are proven to work so you can write emails fast and get to the money faster. That's my core offer for the email pack, right? For that symptom solver. And if I go deep into the benefits, it'll be, I'll show you different types of subject lines that are proven to work with examples for each. Plus, I'll give you a fill in the blank templates for all of them. This is just an example to, if you want to fill in the workbook and have the magnetic expert campaign done already, 90% of it done. These are the answers, and I'm going to show you a little more. But now in the transactional triangle, we just got taking care of the sexy offer, the results in advanced doc. the symptom solver, right? The solution to the mini obstacle that they're suffering from. That's the sexy offer itself. Now we need the bridging mechanism, which is writing step 3, writing the promotional blurb. Now that we have the results in advanced doc, all we gotta do is describe it. This is the easiest step of all of them. All you gotta do is describe the results in advanced doc, the solution to a problem. You might wanna tease it with some benefits. You wanna paint pictures showing the end results, what they will get, how much farther they will be, and how it upgrades their lives. Which all of this is you're not even selling, you're just literally describing what you got. So I'll give you an example of one of ours that we ran. It's simple, it's not complicated at all. It's bare bones. It's literally own a business, calling out, right? Like if they own a business, like, yeah, I own a business. I just wrote this super short report called 7 Simple Ways to Promote Your Business Locally Without Breaking the Bank. Do you want it? Just tap the send message button, tell me where to send it. These are so cheap and even free that you might want to use them by the end of the day, just saying my name and a little Canva Canva picture, just as simple as it gets, right? I didn't create a super sexy graphic with all the bells and whistles. I didn't mess up with the copy. It's literally as bare bones as it gets. And that's the template, pretty much. Own a business is the call out. Here's what I got. It's literally, I just wrote this article called this name and the call to action. Do you want it? Just click this button and I'll send it to you. And a little benefit at the end, these are so cheap and free. Pretty much, you can have it ready this afternoon. It's so cheap, you don't have to skip the next round of venti pumpkin spice lattes. And yeah, we used a little Canva picture to make things way easier without complicating our lives. Why so simple? Because the offer itself, the solution to the problem, does the heavy lifting, that you don't really have to sell it. If they have an urgent problem that you solve, that's all you need, right? It's like I said, it's a solution to an urgent problem. And you call out your tiny audience, you tell them this is for you, so they know they have to keep reading if they want that solution. And everyone else, you kind of qualify them, because when you call them out and they don't see themselves in that audience, they're just going to scroll and leave, which is what we want, right? We want to repel the people that we don't want. We want to attract the specific tiny audience that we want, and you sell results, right? Simple as that. Step 4, running the messenger ad. It's literally that, just running the messenger ad, which David will show you in a minute. But we need to create an ads manager. It's not hard at all. You just Google it and it'll show you step 1, step 2, step 3. You create an ads manager. That's all you need. And the only reason why we do that is because it'll make your life easier. It'll help you with the targeting. It's fast learning curve, and you have a lot more options than not using the ads manager. In a nutshell, we test 3 audiences. Like I said, Frank Kern, Infusionsoft, and maybe some email marketing interest, and we see which one works best. You insert your promotional blurb that we wrote describing the offer and the picture. That's it. And you publish the ad, and then you let the Facebook minions and algorithm do the work for you and find you what they think is your audience, right? Rather than you trying to find them. If you are in the ads manager, this would be what you pick: messages for messenger ads. I'm showing you what I used for the first Magnetic Expert campaign. People that like Gary Vaynerchuk, like I said, someone that you people follow. Another one that I used was people, small business owners, self-employed business owners, CEOs. So kind of like identifiers, right? And that's the bridging mechanism, the Facebook ads, right? So we already have our tiny audience. We have our results in advanced doc, solving a symptom to the main problem. And a bridging mechanism in this case would be Facebook, but like I said, it could be Google, it could be LinkedIn, it could be Instagram, it could be anything you want it to be, where your hungry audience hangs out at. The last step of the Magnetic Expert campaign is simply having transformative conversations, just trying to help people. That just doing what you do best, your expertise. Now that people are seeking you out, you help them. You ask questions. This is kind of like because they're going to be sliding into your DMs. If you use messenger ads, it's a conversation, right? They're not a lead in your email service provider, right? They're actually a person talking to you. So you can't ask questions. You can't get feedback. The feedback that you get is going to help you to tweak your offer. Even if you get no feedback, even if you get zero conversations, zero people sliding through your DMs, guess what? That's feedback. Now you know that symptom of that problem wasn't working. Switch to another one, switch to another one. You haven't spent time, you haven't spent that much money, you haven't created a whole program on the back end that you don't know if it will sell or not, right? So it's all bare bones. Now you can even survey them, you can get testimonials. You can tease the benefits of your results in advanced Google Doc, so you can get them to consume it, to actually go through it. You might get referrals. It's all up to you, right? I'll give you some examples of people sliding into my DMs. Thank you, I appreciate this. Thank you, I appreciate your help, your assistance. Now I'm getting more details into their problems. This is what I want to get. I want to expand and get more customers. I need foot traffic. I need to, competitors, etc. Like, you're getting actual data and feedback from their mouths that you can use on your messaging, that you can use on your marketing, that you can tweak your offer to what they're saying, rather than just like sell whatever you think they want. They're telling you what they want, right? I'm more interested. Can you tell me more? This is what I do. This is what I need. It's all data. It's all feedback. It's a struggle. I open up 1 week, so now I know what pains they're going after, what pains they're struggling with. Just feedback. So if you follow the workbook, if you have those, if you fill in the blanks of the workbook that I gave, if you put it all together, you notice that they have colors. So color blue, color yellow, the color box that you fill it in is yellow, black, orange, purple, yellow, black, green, light blue, gray. It makes no sense, but I'm about to show you how that makes sense. The blue is targeting. Like I said, Frank Kern, email marketing, software, Fusionsoft. So if I wanted to put the promotional blurb together, if you fill in the blanks, guess what? It's almost done. Because the call out expert, so I would say email marketers, spending too much time coming up with ideas for subject lines, guess what? I just wrote a short report called 23 types of subject lines that are proven to work, so you can write emails fast and get to the money faster. Want it? And this is the CTA, the little box that we wrote. Just tap or click the message button, tell me where to send it. By the way, an added benefit, right? So all the workbook and all the color pictures will have you with literally a promotional blurb ready to be published. All you got to do is polish it up, and you're good to go. Same with the results in advanced doc. This is your superpower. You put the, if you fill in the blanks and fix it this way, yellow, black, green, light blue, gray, you almost have your results in advanced doc ready to go. All you got to do is polish it up, right? And this is your superpower. This is how you help them. So it should be easy to fill up. There's no, like I said, there's no bells and whistles. There's no tricks or anything like that. It's literally you giving them what they want, what they need. And with that, David is going to go, ROSA is going to go through the walkthrough, walking through the ads manager, creating a campaign, choosing the objective and targeting, inserting the promotional blurb, and publishing. That's it. So ROSA, take the wheel, please.
All right. So if you can hear me, I'm going to go ahead and put these on the big screen here. All right. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, put them in the box and we'll get to them after. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this incredibly not difficult piece of tech right here. All right. So like RACSO, the great RACSO just explained, this is what I'm going to be using to fill in for the ads. So here's the ad manager right here. I have a couple of dummy campaigns, but what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and create a new one. See this big green button right here? It says create. Hopefully Facebook is cool today and doesn't want to mess with anything. Sometimes it's a little janky, you know? So messages, right? Messages, that's how I say it. We're going to name the campaign because we want messages. We're going to not do me or my brother. We're going to go email pack. And we're going to name this, not me or my brother, Frank Kern. That's the ad set. That's basically the targeting itself. And we're going to go, not me and my brother again, the pack or the email pack. No, actually, no, I'm sorry. Subject lines. So that's what we're going to do. When we could continue, what happens? What happens? We're taken immediately to the top of the ad campaign categories. Auction type, we don't mess with any of these. It's all very simple. Campaign spending limit, we're gonna deal with that later, so you don't have to touch any of this. We're not gonna touch any of this. But what you want to do when you're just starting off, don't make sure this little thing is off, because Facebook is crazy, and if you click that or it's on, Facebook will just take your whole budget and you're not going to get much data at all. So we're going to click next on the bottom right. Now this is the targeting. This is where we're going to select our tiny audience that RACSO helped me find. This is the page that I'm going to use. So you need a business page if you want to advertise on Facebook. This is where you're going to select your page. You click this and there's going to be a drop down and you select your page. This is all good. Click to message. We want to make sure that wherever we tell our audience to go, it's going to be to Messenger. So that's what that means. We're not going to use WhatsApp or Instagram Direct. None of that. So we're optimizing for conversations. All that is good. Now, this is where we play with the budget a little bit. It's up to you. You can do $5 a day, or you can do $20 a day. It really depends on you. On the right-hand side, after we put our audience, you'll be able to see an estimated daily reach, and it changes with the daily budget that you set and with the audiences. The start date is now. So here's where we're going to put those nice audiences. So I believe RACSO said we're going to go for Frank Kern. So let's see if the Frank Kern pops up here. As a matter of fact, you know what? I did that totally wrong because that's not custom audiences. It is detailed targeting, right? Or is it locations? I have no clue. Where is it? I don't know. What am I doing? Where is it? Can anybody tell me? We're having technical difficulties. Because, you see, I told you, Facebook just likes to work on itself. So we're going to get to that in a minute. The age, we want to get to 30 to 65. Or maybe, you know, genders, male or female, detailed targeting. Oh, here it is. So it's not custom audiences, because custom audiences are if you were to place your email list or any kind of data that you already have into there, right? This is where the custom audiences would be. But when you open up detailed targeting, this is where you can add your interest and celebrities and such like that. So does it work now? Hello. There it is. Okay. Frank Kern. And that's it. We're just going to leave it at Frank Kern. We're going to reach people beyond your detailed, likely to improve in oh my goodness, I can't English today. Okay, you're going to reach people beyond your detailed targeting selections when it's likely to improve performance. Okay, all languages. Maybe we stick to English just in case. Right? And for the locations, I'm going to stick to the United States. You can, depending on if you're digital, depending on what time zone you want to reach out to, you can do all other English, Spanish, whatever you like. But that's basically it. This is it for this audience right here. Now, placements. I don't like to set it at automatic placements. What I do is manual. Otherwise, look, otherwise your ads are going to be sent all over Instagram and to messengers. And no, we just want to keep it simple. Keep it on the Facebook newsfeed. Okay. You want to uncheck all these things. Stories and reels. Stories is fine. No in-stream videos. None of that. Not even search. Maybe in articles, but for now, no, we're not going to do that. So right now, there should really only be two places where the ad shows up. It's a news feed in the middle and on the top right, depending on if you're mobile or desktop. So as you can see on the right-hand side, it says estimated daily results. So right now for $5 a day, chances are I'll get 81 to 235 reach. What we're going to do is we're just going to increase that to 25 per day. Not too much, but look, the reach increased and the potential conversations increased. So I'm going to keep that there. We'll test it for a week, test $100, see what we get. I've done it before plenty of times and you still get conversations. Not going to guarantee the money though. We're going to click next on the bottom right. And this is where the promotional blurb comes right into play. So it's create ad setup, and the format is a single image or video. We're just going to use a single image for now. I'm going to add the media, and I already created the image in Canva. It's basically just the promise that RACSO laid out in the example. 23 types of subject lines that are proven to work, comma, so you can write emails fast and get to the money faster. This is basically what it's going to look like in the feed. You go next, and there you go. Now, the primary text is directly from the ad itself. So we already did the interest. We did Frank Kern for now. So let me just change that. Now, let's go for email marketers, or should I go for experts? I don't know. Let's go for marketers. Talk about marketers for now. Now the problem, spending too much time coming up with ideas for subject lines. There we go. I'm just copying and pasting. Control C, Control V. That is all I'm doing. I can actually just keep going. I don't think the colors will pop up, right? I don't know. Just gonna go for the gusto now. Let's go for it. Feeling a little edgy on the edge, you know? You want to fix the formatting a little bit. So it reads, email marketers spending too much time coming up with ideas for subject lines. You see on the right-hand side, this is what it looks like on mobile. And then they can click see more, and then the rest of the app pops up. Right. I just wrote a short report called 23 types of subject lines that are proven to work so you can write emails fast and get to the money faster. Want it? Just click or tap the message button and tell me where to send it. By the way, I'll show you different types of subject lines that are proven to work, examples for each, plus fill in the blank templates for all of them. And then I put a little tilde because it looks cool. And then Lord Rosa. That's it. So you keep all this the same. You don't have to really touch anything. because when they click send message, you see on the bottom here on the right hand side, you click send message, and then their message is going to pop up, and then they're going to ask you for more information, and guess what? You just give them the report. It's as simple as that. That's the messages template. You can actually literally just leave it all just like this. You have a tracking pixel, do that. And you know what? I would love to say it was difficult, but I just ran through the entire way to create the ad itself. Click publish, and it's gonna publish the entire campaign. It'll be back in like 24 hours, depending on who's gonna review it. And you'll immediately you'll immediately start seeing data. It's quite amazing. All right. So that's the end of my rant. Does anybody have any comments, questions, concerns, anything? Please let us know.
Yeah, I mean, there's only two of us here right now, but few things. Literally, this would be for anyone, because right, I think sometimes when you have a business, you're like, oh, this is awesome, but it's not really for my business, right? And so you showed a few good examples: a bankruptcy lawyer, email marketers, of course, or digital marketers. And then I think there was even one other example, but am I correct that this would pretty much work with anyone that has a product or a service that they provide?
Yes.
For example, Lysandra is a massage therapist. Bob was on for a very short time in the beginning, but he's got a power cleaning business. Aaron was on for quite a bit. He owns a restoration company. Like literally, those three could use this model.
100%. Like for example, for the massage therapist,
yeah.
What are you thinking about? The symptoms of my back is tight. I have fatigue. I'm looking for aromatherapy. There are tons of different like little
chasing
steps.
Kids around all day.
Yeah, exactly. All these little things, and an idea could easily be how to relax in the middle of a stressful day for 5 minutes on your own, and or anything that you've done to help people in these situations, even before they come to you for the service. So anybody who like has a superpower, if you're good at something, if you have a service, if you've been in the trenches for years and you come out wondering, how do I sell this stuff? The Magnetic Expert campaign is a great stepping stone, starting point for you to test the waters in a very simple, very easy way to get instant feedback on your ideas and talk to people other than the folks that you're already familiar with.
Yeah, and I appreciate you showing how to actually go in and run the ad, because that's another thing that people just think about Facebook ads and they're like, I have no clue. And they're like, I could never do it. Well, you literally just did it in like 2 minutes and showed that it's really, really simple to do. I know Lysandra's not the most tech savvy gal in the world. She'll admit to it, but I know for a fact that she watched this video like alongside of actually doing, like just went step by step between screens. She could literally do this. And you had it to the US. She lives in Dallas. Of course, she can narrow that target all the way down to like Frisco, Texas, if she wants.
100%. When it comes to the algorithm, yeah, Facebook got their wrist slapped a few times, but still their data is very, very good. And you can target an entire city, and it doesn't have to be even like a detailed like celebrity. It can just be what do they do? Are they stay-at-home moms in the city?
Right.
Like, who do you cater to? Who comes to you and asks you for advice or comes to you for services?
Sandra, go ahead. You can unmute yourself since we're talking about you right in front of you.
Well, I didn't know if it was going to mess up the recording or not, so that's why I wasn't trying to say too much. But no, you're exactly right. I'm not that tech savvy, but I got to watch it while I was finishing up that offer that I was trying to get through. But yeah, it seemed very simple to go through. And you're right, there were 101 solutions that I could came up with, based on people's symptoms while you were talking and doing the presentation. So you're right, it truly does work for anybody.
Awesome. Any questions?
Yeah, if you have any questions, yeah, let me know.
My one question I did write down, I do have a problem with the prospecting part. I seem to kind of dwell in that part like way too long. And I know just based on your presentation, you kind of express that you don't really need to live there. But for some reason, I seem to get caught there and not really, I guess, capturing or attracting the people that I need to, or that I would like to. So I'm trying to figure out how to get out of that hole.
You could probably just pick one, right? And then if it does, you test it, because the strategy is so cheap. Like if you spend $50 and it doesn't get much of a response, then you just pick a different one, right? Would you say that, RACSO?
Yeah, we even go as low as $100, like to test an idea, maybe a symptom of, like you said, you have different symptoms that you can solve. You have a main problem that they face, but that main problem has different symptoms. So you can pick one, develop your results in advance doc if that's what you want to give away, and put $100 behind it. If you start getting conversations, hey, just keep going. You can have those $100 be 10 days if you spend $10 a day, for example. So you let it run for 10 days, spend $100. But as the days go by, you start seeing day one, maybe you get one conversation, day two, you get two, maybe day three. Like, you don't have to spend your whole $100 to start getting feedback.
Gotcha.
And by the time that you go through the $100, you'll know whether, there's demand for that specific supply of that symptom. If not, just switch it up to another symptom and go from there. But no feedback is still feedback. You'll know whether you should keep going with that or not. But again, the main idea is that you haven't created a whole program or a whole marketing emails, and like you're not creating any of that ahead of time. You're literally creating one piece and then giving that away, solving that problem, and then seeing if people react to it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, and for like the prospecting specifically, you can just bunch them up. I know for years I had that problem as well. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for these guys. No, I'm gonna go for these guys, and you can get stuck in that cycle for a long, long time. So
Yeah.
just think about what are similar professions, or what are the professions of folks that you've dealt with so far? If you just think about that and say, okay, I've had 2 or 3 people who are in this profession. Why are they so stressed? What are they dealing with in order for them to have to come to me? And these similarities will start building in your mind. And the more you talk to them, the more symptoms are specific to that specific industry. And then you just choose that in the Facebook ads, or
Okay.
if, yeah, like it's really that simple to just get that first foot going, and that's really like the name of the game here. Like, just get your first foot forward and just start walking, and then things will start to snowball.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so let me just close real quick with what we learned today. We learned a simple system to attract interested people and get them to slide into your DMs, them starting the conversation with you. We talked about how to pick your target market, choosing a tiny audience that you can help, that 100% you can help and help them, how to get them to seek you out, literally them sliding into your DMs, starting a conversation with you, how to hire ROSA. Talked about how to hire the Facebook algorithm to work for you for cheap. So Facebook will find you those people that you want rather than you trying to go and see where they are. They will give them to you, and how to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So yeah, pretty much. Now, if you have a magnetic expert campaign running, now you're serving people first rather than sell, which is what everyone else is trying to do. They're just trying to sell from the get-go. You're serving people first, which people seek you out for your expertise, and you start the conversation with the right foot rather than you being a used car salesman, pushy. You are the person in the food court giving samples away, people coming to you for those samples, and then making that educated decision whether they want to work with you or not. You showcase and demonstrate your expertise because you are helping people. You are giving away your expertise, but far away. You're not giving away the back end solution. You're giving away you're solving the obstacles that they have to get to your pay solution, and which differentiates yourself from everyone else. And you get to share your message at scale fast, and you get immediate feedback without creating endless assets ahead of time. They are time consuming, they are effort, they have a lot of effort behind them. So you're proving the market first, you're proving your concept and the demand for your supply first. And then once you start getting those people sliding into your DMs, your conversations, you're like, okay, I'm onto something. Let me develop this idea further rather than do it backwards. Yeah, if you want more information, magnetic.expert is where we are. We had the Q&A, so if you have any questions, go ahead. I'm all over them, but yeah, that was fun. Thank you so much for being here.
And for anybody in your group that has any questions or feedback or anything, you can just shoot it to Nate. He'll get it to us, or we'll see him. Yeah, you
can shoot it to me, or just go to magnetic.experts and reach out. These guys are very willing to answer your questions and help you out. And I imagine you guys even have some solutions for them if, like, hey, I just don't want to do this, or I want help and guidance on how to implement this. I assume you probably have some kind of a service that would help them through that as well. I'm guessing. I haven't actually asked you that question, but is that correct?
Yeah, we play by our own rules, so we give away our expertise first.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love it, and it's awesome. So I mean, people literally do have the roadmap here, but I'm always like that. This is nice, but I prefer just somebody to just like do it for me, right? So that's just me. But I know some people can absolutely you guys gave them the roadmap. You gave them everything they need to go do this themselves, even the workbook. So I just appreciate you guys. And like you said, you just you live in what you teach and preach. And that's what I'm all about. So Lysandra, do you have any other questions? I know we kind of already did a little Q&A, but for those that are going to watch us on recording, if you have questions, definitely reach out to them.
Yeah, and if you put on the post in the group, I'll be keeping an eye on them. If you have any questions, okay, I'll reach out. I'll answer them right in the group. So
perfect. Yeah, I'll put this recording definitely in the group. So I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. Let me stop this and then